Let's get the other side quickly from Maryland Democratic Governor Martin O'Malley, who's in our Washington bureau. Governor, thanks for being here.
Hey, thank
I apologize
you,
ahead of time if Governor Walker comes out, but we'll have you on the other side if that's the case. Your reaction tonight?
Well, this was a night where we would have hoped to have been victorious. We were not. As you've pointed out, it's very rarely that any governor's ever recalled. But to be outspent 10-1 and to wage such a courageous race, I mean, I think all of us who took part in this campaign are proud of Mayor Barrett and the campaign that he waged. And I think one of the more telling numbers that came out of some of the exit polls I was watching on your program is that many people felt that, short of misconduct, that we shouldn't have a recall before a 4-year term was up. And right now there's only been 3 people who have been indicted in Scott Walker's administration, and not yet him.
Yeah, so I guess the question is, why do the recall from the beginning? There are some people second-guessing that, and if it was to be fought on the substance issues as was originally talked about, the campaign seemed to change in later days, especially in the past few days.
Well, you know, I think there's a dynamic that's set off. When you roll back women's rights, you roll back workers' rights, you roll back voting rights, there's a dynamic when you pit people against each other, and I think that dynamic is hard to control, and it resulted in the sort of fatigue that we saw a lot of Wisconsin voters experiencing. Look, people in every state want a governor who's actually able to create jobs, to expand opportunity, and what they had instead in Wisconsin was a battle which many in the Democratic coalition believe was started intentionally by Scott Walker, and it played out in this recall. Now, he was victorious tonight in this recall, but this is one battle in a much broader fight. And I do believe that at the end of the day, voters want their governor and want their government to come together and focus on the things that work to create jobs, create opportunity, and not to pit one side against another.
So I assume by what you've said so far that you don't see national implications here. You don't see this going beyond Wisconsin's borders. Perhaps you don't even see Wisconsin being in play in November.
Well, I don't. I mean, it could be. I mean, some of the numbers I saw, I think, on your program said that 17% of those who voted for Walker tonight say they support President Obama in the fall. So I think the overriding sense was that people were tired of this. They felt that the recall, short of actual criminal conduct, which has yet to be leveled in prosecutorial charges against Scott Walker, is something that is required for a recall. But I think the larger battle continues to be, larger struggle continues to play out.
Governor O'Malley,